7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, guys? So I made that other video, and again, you know, Ride in Paradise, Carlin Dunn. That was definitely a horrible tragedy that happened at Pikes Peak this year. I was going, he probably, you know, was definitely, you know, on his way. Very good chance, very good chance for his 5th victory. So that's a shame. But I was reading here in the Denver Post, because yes, you know, I like to stay up to date with stuff, motorcycle related in general. So I printed off this article because it was printed on, or you know, the article was printed in the Denver Post, and here I'm going to read this. Colorado Springs officials are discussing whether to end the motorcycle race portion of the race to the summit of Pikes Peak near Colorado Springs following the death of a motorcyclist, Carlin Dunn. In an email obtained by the Gazette, race executive director Megan Leatham told city and U.S. Forest Service officials the day after the crash that she thought it was the end of the Broadmoor Pikes Peak International Hill Climbs motorcycle program. Organizers say 36-year-old Carlin Dunn high-sided coming into the last turn, and that was determined, the investigation's done, and that is what they determined going into the turn, hitting that bump, or possibly hitting that bump. They're just not 100% sure whether the bump made the high side worse or caused the high side to begin with. But I'm going to continue on here. The manager of a city enterprise that oversees the Mountains Highway, Jack Glavin, confirmed the conversations about ending the motorcycle race are underway. He said questions for him and the U.S. Forest Service about must be answered before the race would be allowed to continue, including whether a bump caused or worsened the high side. So after reading that, now the thing is the Pikes Peak race has been going on since 1916. So it's been over 100 years this race has been going on. Motorcycles haven't been doing it for the entire time, obviously, but you know, there's motorcycles, basically any all-terrain vehicle, they're all in the same category. There's a motorcycle category, there's a heavyweight, lightweight, middleweight. So there's, and plus all these different cars, electric. So there's a lot of different categories, a lot of different racing going on. Like I said, it's been going on since 1916, so over 100 years, this race. And in total, the whole time, only 7 deaths have occurred. 3 of those have been motorcyclists, and they've been relatively recent. The third and 7th in total was Carlin Dunn. Another one, and obviously he high-sided. Another rider, I want to say in 2014 or 2015, went over the edge of the cliff. I apologize, I cannot think of his name at the moment. Just because literally this stuff popped in my head right now. And there was another rider who actually finished the race, and when he was coming into at the finish line at the top of the summit there, it's mostly dirt and gravel and stuff like that. So when he came into the summit, he actually lost control, and when he crashed, he actually lost his life after he finished the race, and he lost control at the summit. So that's just kind of like a fluke, you know what I mean? Because I guess while he was slowing down or whatever, he lost traction and crashed. So that's 3 motorcycle deaths. Now I want to say that all 3 of those deaths have been in the last 10 years, I want to say. Now historically, the Pikes Peak race, the entire thing was dirt. I don't quite know when everything got paved, but it used to be all dirt. This is way back. But my point of this video is bringing that up, and just given this, it seems like that we live in a time that when there is a little bit too much danger. Now these guys sign up, it is professional, like even MotoGP, they can crash. There's been deaths, not many, but look at Isle of Man, right? They're not talking about ending that race, but 7 deaths in over 100 years really statistically isn't that bad. I know motorcycles are getting much faster and stuff, but for one, the Summit crash, that's more of a fluke. You know what I mean? He came up and, you know, while he was slowing down, lost control at the Summit, maybe paved the Summit. I don't know. Not going to get into that. And Carlin Dunn, like, fix the road, maybe. Because if the bump even worsened the high side, maybe he wouldn't have perished if that, you know, bump wasn't there. Maybe he, you know, hindsight's 20/20, and these, I'm just taking shots in the dark, but it doesn't matter. Either way, 7 deaths over 100 years in a race, really, to me, isn't that bad. It's not that it's acceptable. No death is acceptable. But to think about ending the motorcycle program at Pikes Peak is crappy. I mean, I don't even think Carlin Dunn would. I think, you know, he'd be like, what the F? You know, like, that's just, to me, it's unacceptable. I think it's not the right way to take things. We live in a society that's very much like, oh, you know what I mean? You broke your hand, no more baseball. You know what I mean? None of this in school. None of this. These are adults. These are professionals. Accidents happen. I can literally die on my way to work. And as more people have died on their way to work than have in this race over the last 100 years. You know what I mean? It's dangerous, but they're done at a professional level. It's not like it's me going up in the Pikes Peak race. So I don't understand. I don't quite get, you know, they just want to cover their ass like, oh, maybe we should cancel it. You know what? If you guys actually cancel the motorcycle program, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. I don't see the point of canceling something because there have been some injuries or some deaths. Isle of Man is by far more dangerous than Pikes Peak. They're not closing that up. People know the risk, they understand the risk, and they deem the risk, you know, reasonable compared to, you know, becoming a legendary status, doing what they're passionate about, you know, conquering the mountain. I don't know. I was just kind of disappointed when I heard about that. There's an ant carrying another ant's dead body. It's ill shit right there. It's ill. But yeah, when I read that, I kind of cringed. I was just like, that was like honestly my favorite part of the Pikes Peak race is the motorcycle program. So if they took that away, I probably wouldn't even follow it that much. But that's personal opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think that 7 deaths in 100 years is reason enough to, like, let's say, just shut the whole, you know, they're not shutting the whole program down, so I'm going to rephrase that. Do you think 3 motorcyclist deaths are good enough reason just to shut the whole program down? Like, these guys didn't know the risks they were getting involved in. They know. They know. These are professionals. These are professionals. So anyways, I say keep the Pikes Peak hill climb alive. Don't cancel it. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a band-aid thing that you're just trying to save face like you give a shit or something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is just too dangerous. There's lots of stuff that's too dangerous. McDonald's is too dangerous. Bad example, but still, you guys get my drift. But yeah, so I'm kind of disappointed if that's how it's going to go down. I really like the Pikes Peak race. The motorcycle program is epic. We all love it. But that's all I got to say. Boo if they do it. So, ride in paradise, Carlin Dunn. You guys have a good one. Be safe. Shiny side up. And if any of you guys have ever had the chance to ride Pikes Peak, I have not. It is definitely on my to-do list. Not on these guys' racing level, but that'd be awesome. So, take care, guys. Peace.